Hi you guys, today we'll be learning how to play the G on the D string using the third finger. So on page 7 we see two pictures at the top of the page. One says whole step and the other says half step. And the whole step is a bracket. It's indicated by a bracket on the music. And so for example, the E and the F sharp, there's a bracket under those two notes, which means the two notes are one whole step apart. So for example, if the E is right here, the F will be one whole step, which means two finger space. So in between the E and the F sharp, there's a finger space that you can put one finger there, and so that's a whole step. Now a half step, like the F sharp and the G, the half step is indicated by a little triangular bracket, and that means the fingers are right next to each other. So the F sharp will be right here, and the G is right next to it, and you can't put a finger in here, as you can see, and that's what a half step is. So whole step, finger space, half step is no finger space. And so I'll demonstrate on page 7 how to play whole step and half step notes. We're also going to be learning how to play the G on the D string. Now we used to play G on the open G string right here, on the fourth string, but now we're going to be learning how to play the G on the D string with the third finger. And the G on the D string is a half step away from the F sharp. So last time we learned that E goes right here, F natural is a half step away from E, F sharp is a half step away from F natural, and the G will be right next to F sharp. I'm going to be playing with a metronome again, just so we still need to keep... I'm going to be playing with a metronome again, just so I keep a steady rhythm. It's really important that you guys learn to try to keep a steady beat in between each note. And so that way we can control our bow and how much we play on each note and how long each note actually sounds for. Another thing I noticed from the last class is that a lot of you are forgetting the way to hold the violin. And so I'm getting a lot of ones that will push the violin down or kind of too much to the side. So I want you guys to just try hard to remember to keep it straight, hold it up high, no slouching and putting the violin down. I want you to keep it up perpendicular to your head. And when we place the bow in the middle, it should create a square. It's just a reminder just to create a square right there. This is line 1. This is line 2. Now line 3 on page 7 is a practice for you to prepare your fingers before you play them. And so you see how in line 3 we start with the G note. That means we're going to put all 3 fingers on the strings before we play the G. So before we play the G, which would be right here, we're going to put E on there, F sharp, and G on there. Okay? All 3 fingers at once. And then we can play the G. Okay, so I want you to put all 3 fingers on the string, on the D string, the G, the F sharp, and the E, and we'll begin. This is line 3. Line 4 has more practice on the half step and the whole step between the D and E, which is a whole step, the E and the F sharp, which is a whole step, F sharp and the G, which is a half step. And so we'll practice these in line 4. This is line 4. This is line 5. This is line 6. Now I'm going to be playing line 7. This is a song called Jolly Fellows.